howdy y'all. We're on the road and it is pouring out here. Right now I'm somewhere south of Kearney, Nebraska, and today we're going to be heading down into Kansas. I found a pretty cool spot down there. I'm out on a big road trip, so this is day numero uno, and we'll be trying out the new bed and mattress tonight, which I am excited to try out. I laid down on it once this morning when I shoved it in there. This morning was the first time I stuck it in there, and I cut it to length, and I think it's gonna be great. I'm excited for that. But I've still got about 3.5 hours to go. I just stopped and filled my tank, so should be able to make it. And yeah, there's some cool stuff to see at this park, so I guess stay tuned, y'all. We'll check it out.
Welcome to Kansas.
Well, y'all, we've made it to a spot. I think the truck's probably level enough. I don't know, I might mess with it. But this is a gorgeous park. I don't know if you guys can see the hills back there behind me. It's way bigger in real life, obviously. And there's more over there. So we did drive by a lake. There is a lake down there. Ooh, don't want to bang my tripod on anything. But there was a bunch of people over there, obviously. Surprisingly, there was a lot of people there for it being a Monday today. But I found a nice spot away from everybody else. And I'm gonna hang out. We got the new setup in here. So everything fits in. My bed didn't move around at all. Got some food. Grab our step. So we're in here. This is the regular camera, so it probably doesn't look as wide as the GoPro. I usually use the GoPro in here just because it shows the whole thing in here, but still got our power box, our food, and our junk tote. This is just some extra stuff. I brought bug spray and sunscreen and stuff like that because I imagine I'll have an issue with that here. And I'm sitting on my mattress. I still have a little bit of room. If I sit straight up, I can push my head into the ceiling, but it'll be perfectly fine in here for what I need. And I'm excited to try this mattress out tonight, y'all. I know it sounds silly, but I'm excited. I'll give you guys a shot of what's under the bed, I suppose. So, I need to pull the mattress a little bit just because it kind of goes up under that front lip that I was talking about, but it just picks right up. So I just grabbed a extra piece of trim that I can use to kind of hold this open. Should have probably actually cut that down a little bit, but it'll be fine. Got some extra food and stuff under here, but I did want to show you this. So normally I've got this little power bank and I have it setting out right here, but it fits under there because with the last bed, this piece ran right here, so you could only fit like one of these in there. But now, if you really wanted to, you could run them like that. So I've got a ton of room under here. The old bed was actually built so that 6 of these would fit perfectly like that. But like I said, now there's a ton of extra room. Put this back down. Probably will need some of that food later. I don't know. All right, lots of food. This camera doesn't like the dark. But yeah, I'm stoked to be in here. It's almost 6 o'clock already. Actually, I should say it's almost 7. It's exactly 7 o'clock already. So it's already getting late. I'm probably gonna go ahead and get a beer cracked. I was really hoping that I would have electricity at this site. Let me just get out here so you guys can actually see me. Better. I was hoping I'd have electricity because of what I wanted to cook tonight, but we should be able to do something without it. Not a big deal. And there are some really cool things to check out at this park. We'll go check that stuff out in the morning. And for now, it's just time to crack a drink. We'll give this a whirl. So one of you sent in 3 drinks on the live stream, and I've got them all with me, so that'll probably be the next 3 videos in a row. But we've got a Hard Rock Long Island iced tea. I haven't had a Long Island iced tea in a while. It's 10%, so it's pretty strong. Honestly, I can't even remember what's all in a Long Island iced tea. I'm gonna have to look that up just so I know. Typically made with vodka, tequila, rum, triple sec gin, and a splash of cola. Despite the name, it does not have tea in it. Need to find a koozie. I think there's one up front. I do have a little bit narrower space in there, but I'm still stoked on the bed, dude. I'm excited to, I don't know, you guys can probably see that that mattress is thicker, and it's also firmer because it's not 9 years old at this point. But let's crack this drink. Not really sure why there's 3 picnic tables over here, but I ain't mad about it. It's almost chilly in the shade without the sun hitting you, you know, with as breezy as it is. It's currently 71. Excuse me, it's currently 70, and the low tonight is going to be 44. Hard Rock. I've never had, I don't think I've ever even been to a Hard Rock like hotel or restaurant or whatever they have. It's good. It's strong. It's almost like a hair carbonated, I feel like. Just a hint of carbonation. It's strong. That's going to take me a while to sip on. Cheers, y'all. This thing is full of old cans and junk. I'm just gonna light the fire on top of it and hope they all burn. They're like all half burnt already. Somebody left a poking stick. Perfect. I have no idea why there's 2 fire pits right here, but whatever. Might be a nice melted lump of aluminum out there in the morning. We'll see. One thing I didn't think about was how nice this bed would smell. The fresh wood, fresh pine, you know, it smells really good. I was trying to remember what I did to the old one. I stained it, and I believe I put polyurethane over it. And you can kind of tell when I started looking at it after I built this one, where like I had gotten heavy and it had started to yellow, and I think poly tends to do that after a while. But I kind of organized some of my food in here, but I think I don't need any of this on. I think we're gonna do some ramen. So on the last live stream, one of you guys sent in, I'm just gonna have junk moving around all over in here till I get something built out. Let's see, one of you guys sent in quite a few things actually, and we've got a few different things. So we're gonna make some ramen burritos. We've got some tortillas. We've got this ramen that I've never tried, and this is it. It's Budak Carbonara ramen. That's different. So we're gonna give that a whirl. These were sent in also Doritos Mango, Fiery Baja Mango, Baja Fiery Mango. I can't even say it right. And what else? Got other junk to put in there. Oh, summer sausage. That was sent in, a big old dong of sausage. We're gonna need our silverware. What else? I think that might be it. Need this. Alright, I gotta get in here. All the junk. Gonna need that. Of course, I stacked everything on here, and I need stuff out of the cooler also. What do we have in here? Some queso, some beans, and we'll grab one of these hot sauces. What do we want to try? Try that one. All right, let's see how this cooler fits right in front of my feet. Plenty of room. Plenty of room. All right, so since I have a can of beans and I also have a I also have a thing of ramen, I'm gonna have to cook two things with the jet boil. I was really hoping I would have electricity because I have the hot plate that one of you guys sent in that I haven't used yet, and I was gonna try that tonight, but here we are. Must persevere. I'm sipping on a Coors. Yeah, that drink was pretty strong, but it's been a while. Figured we'd have a drink with dinner. All right, how do we want to get started? Probably cook the ramen first. I don't have a bowl to cook the ramen in other than that one, which I need to cook the beans in. The beans got green chilies. We got to do all the beans. I'm going to need a can opener out of there. Well, let's see what we do here. I could cook the ramen in there, but I guess I can, and then I can just leave it sit in there and then use the burner. All right, we're fine. Gotta think these things through sometimes. Sure, that's not enough water if you were to cook this ramen properly, but we don't need the juice out of there anyways. Alright, yeah, can't say I've ever had this ramen before. Cooking 20 ounces of water, that might actually be enough. Oh, you're supposed to drain some of the water anyways. Please remain 8 tablespoons of water, add the sauce and cheese powder, stir well and serve. So I guess it has cheese powder. We'll see how cheesy this is. Maybe I don't need the cheese sauce, but there's nothing wrong with a little extra cheese. And I think I'm going to try to break this in half because it's got to cook in there. Suppose I could dump this water into the pan, but it'll be easier to just leave it in there and not dirty up two things. But I'll show you guys the noodles. These are, I guess it's big ramen. That's big ramen noodles. So we've got sauce, which must be our spicy sauce, and then we've got this cheese powder, and there's some stray noodles in the bottom of there, but I'm gonna try to break this up a little bit. We need it broken up anyways. And that is boiling. I guess maybe give it a second to cook in there. Stray noodle. I'm just going to shut that off. Take this off of here. Set it dangerously on my cooler because it's nice and hot. And I didn't get a trash bag going yet, so that's awesome. And that's going to take a few minutes. So while that's sitting on there, grab this guy and cook our beans. Actually, maybe I should do it in the bigger pot so I can just mix everything in there. It's probably still going to be way too big, but we're going to use our burner dealy whopper here. And get our beans going. Old El Paso, green chilies, and refried beans. Oh, that kind of splashed a little, I think. Dirty bean juice. Dirty old bean juice. Don't want to forget about our sausage. All right, what am I doing? Make sure that's on there correctly. I'm going to move this over here just so I don't knock it over. All right, we're going to try not to burn that. We're going to take our sausage and we're going to cut it up right in there. Do I have a knife out here? Got my big knife. Should have grabbed my cutting board. Trying not to burn my beans. You're going to want a healthy amount of meat on there. Does this need peeled? Yeah. Dangerous. Dangerous. It's getting hot. Keep that thing on low. One for me. All right, one more for me. And we're gonna stray from the directions right there and just dump all this together. That's still plenty hot. We're gonna put the seasoning, everything right in with it. That's like the carbonara cheese, I guess. We've got our spicy sauce. We might not need hot sauce with this one tonight. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Got some spicy sauce, all right. Ooh, dangerous. I'm gonna take this off. It's steaming. And let's get ourselves a tortilla on there. Oh. Gotta get her toasted. All right, I think that's good. That is good. Hot, crispy tortilla. Try to just move some of this stuff out of the way for you guys. Cheese. Got some more mango. I'm gonna slap some of this on here. Actually, let's do cheese first. Nothing wrong with extra cheese, right? Ugh. Cheese spread. It's my cheese. Set it in front of the camera view. Noodles, beans, and meats. Oof. That's gonna be good. And then, I don't know what these are all about. They're like regular chips. I'm gonna try one first. You can taste the mango in that. Ooh, and that's spicy. Oh. Crush up some chip on top of there. That's actually really spicy. I'll set that down on the floor for now. Man, I don't know if I need that hot sauce on there. We're going to do one without the hot sauce. Because that ramen's supposed to be spicy too. This is going to fall apart. Better just put this underneath me. Not too shabby. That's way spicier than I expected it to be. But it'll burrito. You can definitely taste the mango in that. It's good. They're good. This is good. And you can definitely tell that that's some kind of different ramen. Like, that's a different flavor that I haven't had. It's a good flavor. I have another pack with me. I'm going to have to eat that just by itself. Well, I didn't hit the record button. But we put some of the sauce on there. So it's B's and T's Whisker Bomb Hot Pepper Sauce. And I realized I wasn't recording when I grabbed this to wipe my face off because I started to sweat. It's not overly hot, but it's spicy. I put like 7 or 8 drops on. We'll give it a shot again. Yeah. I gotta learn how to press the record button. Man, I can't believe how much I'm sweating from that. That's, I think it's mostly the chips, honestly. It's just my head that starts to sweat. I mean, the ramen, it is spicy ramen also. But, those chips got a kick. They definitely got a kick. There's going down a couple of them on there, though, because I like them. They do have a good mango flavor. Like, you can definitely taste the mango in there. We'll sandwich them chips in. I dig it. I dig it. I am curious. I got to try the ramen without all the nonsense in it. All right, y'all. I finished up my dinner. I got the pan cleaned out. I ate that whole thing. I finished the noodles without any more tortillas. Like I said, I feel like, I mean, I think everything was spicy, but those chips were surprisingly spicy. Yeah, so I'm going to get this junk put away, and I'm just going to go ahead and crash out. It's been a long day. I was on the road for 6.5 hours, something like that. And it took me a stupid amount of time to get this campsite booked. This park, you have to, like, you go to the campsite that you want, and there's a yellow tag in there that says not reserved. So then you got to pull the yellow tag out and drive all the way back to the front of the park to pay and like put the tag in the box. It's kind of weird, but from here all the way to the front of the park is like 1.5 miles, something like that. And I did that twice because I was dumb. But you shouldn't expect much more than that at this point. And should be good to go. for bed. Here, I guess I can show you guys this, since I'm sure some of you guys are wondering. Pull the cooler back in front of me, push it up against the wheel well, and if I can do this without being too weird, I guess. I still have full foot width between here, so like I can have my feet straight, so I don't have to sit here. I don't have to sit here like this, like I usually do that with my legs around the cooler so that I don't spill on the floor. But just to show you how much room there still is in here. Push that back over yonder. And we're in here. Blind myself with that. Suppose that can stay over here. I kind of just want to go to bed, y'all. It is late though. I have stayed up entirely too late. But also the excitement of being on the road and all that nonsense too. Hopefully I should stay warm enough tonight. Oh yeah, so much more room. The old bed was fine, but I do tend to sleep on my side, so like your back gets right up against the side of the truck and it can get kind of cold sometimes. This is so much room. The mattress is way firmer, but I think it'll be all right. I think the old one, like I was starting to get to the point where I was like laying on the wood. But anyways, y'all, I'll see you guys in the morning. Oh. Good morning. Oh. Man, I tell you what, it was a good night of sleep. I enjoyed this new mattress very much. I really don't want to get up. I'd like to sleep for a couple of more hours, but I have things to do and a schedule I need to keep on this trip. You know, I got distances I got to hit every day. So I do have a couple of destinations that I have to be at certain times. So anyways, was great, man. Kind of wish I had more time, man. I'd definitely stay here for another day. It's gorgeous scenery. Oh, it's beautiful. I walked around in the sun with my shirt off for a little bit. Got a little sun on my nips. We are boiling. Don't need a spoon, you'll be all right. Just stir it up in the cup. All right. My junk put away. I'm just gonna put this in the cab. That cool off for a second. Guess we'll start this thing. Don't want to forget Mr. Juan Valdez. Alright, I think we're ready to roll. Got some breakfast, some coffee. Didn't forget our cameras. We've kind of made it back into the park area. You've got some shelters and whatnot. And I think what we're looking for is right there. So I don't know how easy it's gonna be for you guys to tell, but this whole valley is in, or this whole park is in a valley. This whole valley is in a park. The whole park is in like this valley of these hills and whatnot. And there's another one over there. It's so far away, but you guys might be able to see the tip of a building. I think you can climb up there because I think the big rock that's sticking up, maybe right there, is some sort of marker. Let's head on down the trail over yonder. Well, I'm not sure what that's all about. This is what I came to see. But we'll check this out first. So we've got an obelisk marker here, and it is to mark this site. I'll read this to you. It says, "This marks the site of the Quady Indian Pueblo, 1604, which became an outpost of Spanish civilization and rendezvous for French fur traders prior to 1720. This was erected by the Kansas Society of the Daughters of the American Revolution in 1925. And I feel like I'm gonna botch this name, but it's El Cuartelejo. El Cuartelejo. And the actual site, the remains of the ruins are right here. Here's the ruin. I'm gonna set my coffee down. There are a few more signs around it, it looks like. These are old steel signs. It's going to be hard to see this. El Cuartelejo has been designated a registered National Historic Landmark. Blah, 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 under the provisions 1964. And you can see the base of it here. All that's left is like what would have separated the rooms, it looks like. The Pueblo floor plan. Why don't we read this first? Oh, that's kind of a bummer. I thought this was like super legit. First word, reconstructed. All right, so El Cuartelejo, reconstructed here are the remains of a 7-room pueblo believed to have been built by the Pueblo Indians from New Mexico. According to Spanish records, Indians from Taos and Picaras Pueblos fleeing Spanish rule joined their Apache allies at a place the Spanish called El Cuartelejo. Cuartelejo, yeah. The Taos Indians came in the 1640s, but several years later, Spanish soldiers forced them to return to New Mexico. In 1696, the Picaras settled here, but also were returned to New Mexico by Juan de Ulibarri in 1706. Later, Herbert and Eliza Steele owned this property, and in 1898 invited scientists to investigate a low mound where they had found artifacts and burned corn. Excavations revealed stone and bone tools, pottery from the pueblos of the Southwest, large quantities of burned corn, and the stone foundation of an adobe pueblo. No other pueblo sites have been located this far north and east. In 1970, the foundation was rebuilt to appear as it had when discovered in 1898. It is listed in the National Register of Historic Places and is designated a National Historic Landmark. I wonder if there's some information in here or just bees. There's nothing in there. It's cool. I mean, you know, the fact that they took the time to put it back together the way they had found it is really neat. And it's really hard to see that. But it says El Cuartelejo Pueblo as it may have appeared when occupied. And yeah, the scenery around here is just gorgeous. There's something way over the top of that hill too. There's also a visitor center here. If it's open on my way out, I'll probably stop. They do have some sort of like house and museum that you can go check out, but you have to stop in there and get permission, and I think they have to come unlock the doors and stuff for you. I don't have time to do that this morning, but I'll definitely come back here. I'd bring my wife back here. So here's a little bit more information. When the University of Kansas came out, most of the lower part of the original stonework was in place. Evidence of several other buildings about 100 yards south and 25 yards north were also reported. Oh man, later archaeological work was carried out by the Smithsonian Institution in 1939. So if the Smithsonian was here, they took anything good. They located borrow pits near the Pueblo walls, which contain numerous discarded Apache stones and bone tools, ornamental pottery, butchered animal bones, etc. All indications of lengthy occupancy by a considerable number of people. Small quantities of Puebloan, Wichita Indian, and European trade pieces were also recovered. Post hole wedges with bone found along the south side of the Pueblo pointed to the existence of a work area covered by a portcullis or a porch-like shelter. The floors of 2 Apache lodges were also discovered and excavated about 700 yards north. So there was a significant settlement here. And it's a perfect spot. And then you guys can't see it, but the lake is right down here. Looks like there would have been a door here. And then right there, there's like a little square. Maybe there was a fireplace or something in there. Although El Cuartelejo is popularly associated with the Puebloan people, during most of its habitation it was actually used by a band of Plains Apache. The first mentions of the Plains Apache in recorded history was by the Coronado expedition in 1540 to 1541. Described as a nomadic people who hunted the bison and used dogs to carry their skin teepees and other belongings as they moved from place to place. Yeah, it's wild that, you know, this is all here. I mean, it's all American history, and I'm going to be going farther southwest, I guess. But we'll see what this first sign said. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. It was this sign over yonder here. So this one kind of tells about what they found, I guess. Stone from the surrounding hills was used to build this. The walls were plastered inside and out with adobe, and the roof was made of willow poles or brush covered with mud. When first excavated, in abundant charcoal, burned tools, and adobe, and quantities of charred corn were found. All evidences that the Pueblo had been destroyed by a fire. There were no indications of doors or windows. Small paired post holes in the corners of most rooms suggested entrances by ladders through openings in the roof. That's wild. And it's kind of hard to see, but it shows a little bit more of that on the map. So you could see like hearths where they had that's kind of what I pointed out. Post holes, original wall. There was a ladder over here. Yeah. I mean, it looks like straight up pyramids over there. This thing just doesn't zoom in enough, but right there and there. Well, this is gorgeous. I'm gonna snap a photo and head back to the rig. Dang old pretty truck. Tell you what. Can I unlock it? Dang old dummy. Tell you what. Try to make it in here without spilling my coffee that I haven't even drank. I don't know why I carried it down there. Alright, I'm gonna drive over to the visitor center quick. Just see if they're open. They should be at this point. Cause I gotta buy a sticker if they got one. Yeah, so the fact that they found so much remains and it was under a mound is wild, because like if you look at some spots around here and have just the slightest bit of imagination, there could definitely be more spots here. Like this, when I said it looked like there was 2 pyramids over there, everything else looks the same, and the hill comes out, but right at the tip, right at the peninsula of that area, it looks like there's a perfect mound right on the top of it. Makes you wonder if they excavated any of that stuff. I'm sure there's things all over around here in the general area that's just still buried. People have never seen it. I'm positive. It's wild. All right. Guys coming on the lawnmower. Buckle up. Caleb, everybody buckle up. So here's the little house. It's the Steel Home Museum. For tours, check with office. Well, the visitor center, I guess it's not really a visitor center. I thought it was. It's just the park office. And sadly, they did not have any stickers in there, which is kind of a bummer. But, they've got a steel cutout of a horse and a guy, and then a Native American up there on top of the hill. Anyways, y'all. I think I'm just going to go ahead and close this one out. This was a cool spot. It was a blast. I'm going to get headed on farther down the road. I've got a cool spot that I'm going to check out today, but I have to drive like 5 hours. So I got to hit the road if I want to get there, because I have no idea where I'm going to camp at tonight. The spot that I want to check out also does not have camping at it, but it should be really cool. So if you want to check that out, make sure you're subscribed for the next one and all that stuff. And yeah. Stay tuned for the next adventure. I'll see you in a bit.